Demonstrative speech, and I wanted to show you my audience.
Hi.
Hello everyone, I am Tina Louderback, and I'm going to be demonstrating for you this evening how to make a Snicker Pie. And I will be going over supplies, crust, fudge layer, and cream cheese layer. Okay, now let's get into making our pie. First, you have to make sure, what I do first is read through the recipe, and then make sure you have all your supplies that you need, all your ingredients, and start by preheating your oven to 350. I like to just use one 8-cup measuring cup. You do have to make sure that you have a deep dish pie plate for this pie, and even with the deep dish pie plate you still get a pretty, it fills it up. And let's see, baking chocolate, and we use semi-sweet and unsweetened, and probably the most important part of the pie is the Snickers. Okay, after we have all of our supplies ready,
Cooking supplies.
we will get right into working with our crust. And this pie has a graham cracker crust, and you really have to make the crust from scratch. The ones that you can buy in the store are just not deep enough, and the graham cracker crust that you make from scratch just has so much more flavor than the others. And one thing of the crust, it calls for graham crackers, sugar, and unsalted butter. But this is a really rich pie, and I just don't see putting the sugar in the crust, and so I never have. If you want to, that would be fine. And now that we have the crust done, we will start on the fudge layer. The fudge layer is where you take all your chocolates, and you actually have 3 different sections of it. You have to mix all your dry ingredients together first, and then you set that aside, and then you take your chocolate and melt it with the butter, and then with that you have eggs and sugar that you beat up, and then you mix it all together and bake it. And then this is what, after it's been baked, this is what it comes out like. So while that's baking, I like to get my fudge layer going, or my cream cheese layer going. And the cream cheese is just cream cheese, eggs, vanilla. And when the fudge layer is done, you have to take it out of the oven and let it sit for like 10 minutes. And you can finish up your cream cheese layer when you've got that done. Then you take your Snickers and you want to layer them all over in between the fudge layer and the cream cheese layer. And my family's been making this pie for quite a long time. My sister actually found the recipe in a Bon Appetit magazine from June of, I think it was 93. And she was making it one day, and they forgot to put the Snickers on top. Well, they forgot to put the Snickers in between the fudge layer and the cream cheese layer. So they just stuck them on top, and it turned out just fine. But you want to just layer them all in there real good. And it actually, if you buy 5 of the king-sized Snickers, you'll have enough. I think I used 4.5. I won't put them in there real nicely this time. Just get them all stuck in there. once you have that all done, you can take your cream cheese layer and dump it over the top. Spread it around nicely. Oops. And put it back in the oven and cook that. And I know the recipe says to cook it for 15 minutes. I always end up cooking it longer because it just doesn't look set. But once you get it all done, it comes out looking like this. And then the last step you do is take chocolate, milk chocolate, and whipping cream and melt that all together, and then just drizzle it over the pie. And some doesn't have to be any kind of order. Just to make it look kind of nice. And then put it in the refrigerator and chill it. And then right before you serve it, take it out for about 10 minutes and cut it, and you have your pie. So thank you for letting me demonstrate how to make Snicker Pie tonight. I hope you'll enjoy the crust and the fudge layer and cream cheese layer. And my other, if you want the recipe, you can find it on, there's two websites. One is www.thatsmyhome.com, and the other one is recipegoldmine.com. Thank you.